Hi, okay, so if you're here, you're probably here to learn how to code Unit 2 Lab 5. So if you just click below this video, there should be a file to everything you need from the blocks to the instructions and stuff, and it will open up a Snap Lab. So when you first when you first open Snap, you should see various amounts of blocks. These first few blocks up here are actually not really needed right now. They're just majority of what makes up these already done blocks. So the first thing we want to do is edit our first block, which is the draw axes block. First, you want to edit that, which you can just right click and click edit, and you want to go to the variables tab. In the variables tab, there will be a set to block, and you want to drag that underneath the draw axes. You want to get two of those, and then set one of them to X origin and set the other to Y origin. The X origin should be set. I can't do this. VD, can you cut this out? Thanks. The X should be set to X0 and the Y should be set to Y0. So after that, you want to go into the Motions tab and insert in a go to X and Y block. For X, you should put in X0, Y, you should put in Y0, and then you want to go into the Pen tab, set pen size to 2, put pen down, change X by horizontal length, which you can drag from up here, and go to X and Y, which is in the Motions tab, and X and Y should be X0, Y0, and you want to do the same for change Y by, except Y should be changed by vertical height, which is also up here. And same thing, you want to insert in a go to XY block with X0 and Y0, and then the pen up feature. So after that, we want to edit the label. Oh wait, no. Cut that out too. So after the draw axes block, and after creating that, you should have your axes. Now we want to create our label. Our label is pretty self-explanatory. You want to go to the Motions tab and choose the point and direction block, and then inside that text, you want to drag in the direction variable we have up here. Below that, we want to go to Pen, and then choose the label of size block. Drag that down below there, and for the first slot, text should be dragged down there, and for size, you want to drag in size for the second. So after that, you should have China. It says China now. Yeah, so next we'll draw a bar, and first we start off with setting our pen size to width, which you can just drag from here. And we went to the Pen tab and set our pen color to the default color, and you can choose whatever color you want, but yeah. Then afterwards, we dragged in the pen down block, and below that we have a change Y by block. Inside that, you want to include in height, and below the change Y by, you want to include in the pen up block. After that, you want another change by block, and inside that, you should have an operator. So the first operator you want to include in that specific block is the subtraction operator. For the first slot, you should include in a multiplication operator, and it should be -1 times height, if that made sense. After that, though, you want to go back to pen and choose the label, text, size, and direction block and drag it in there. For the first slot, you should be dragging in label. For size, you should drag in label size, and direction should be 0. So when you're done drawing that, you will have a block or a bar. And yeah. So now we're going to edit our draw bars block. So first, you want to go into the variables tab, and you'll see a block that says script variables. You want to drag that in and change that A variable, click on it, and then type in max. After doing that, you want to set max to, or like there should be a block that says set blank to. You want to drag that in underneath the script variables, and you should be setting max, and then in that blank spot there, go to the operators, and then all the way down here there should be a block that says max of list. Drag that into where it says 0, and 0 should be replaced by that block. Inside of that block, you want to go back to variables and scroll down until you see a map over block. Drag that into where it says max of list blank, and then for that first slot for the map block, you should be going into operators and then dragging in the value from data record block. And that second block should say data list, which you can drag into the block. Afterwards, you want to go into control and then scroll down until you see for I equals 1, the block. Drag that into our block, and for I equals 1 should be up to length of, which you can find in the variables tab, data list. Okay. And inside that for I control block, you should be getting the draw bar label block, which is in the pen tab. And for the label, you should go back to operators, drag in the label from data record block, and inside that block, you should go to variables and then choose item of block. Inside of that, you should be putting I and then data list. So that's for label. Now we want to set our label size. Our label size should be 12, and our width should be width, which is from up here, and you can just drag down below. Now for our height, we want to go to the operators, and we want to choose the multiplication operator, and we'll just drag that in here. And for that first variable, we want to drag in max bar height, and right here for the second one, we want to include in a division operator. So the division operator should be value from data record, which is in the operator section, item of, and that it should be item I of data list, just like from before, divided by max. And after that, you should be done with that part, and you now just want to set Y, which is in the motions tab, to Y origin. After that, you want to change X by operator multiplication 2 times width. And when we're done with that, you should see multiple bars and countries already stated for you. And so that's that. And now we will go into label vertical axes. So first off, we started off with a go-to X and Y block, and X is set to X origin and Y is set to Y origin. We want to set our pen size to 1 and then use a script variable A, but changing the A to max. After that, it's pretty much just like what we did before, but after that we want to choose the variable block set to, and we should be setting max to max list map value from data record over data list. So the max of list block should be in operators, the map over block should be in variables, the value from data record should be in operators, and data lists, which you can just drag from up here. Below that, you want to include in the control block for I equals, and I should equal 0 to 10. That's very important. Yeah. Inside that block, though, you want to go to pen, include in the pen down block, and then change X by 10. After that, you want to include in the pen up feature, and then change X again, but this time -45 is replaced. No, wait. Can you edit that out, please? Okay. And then you want to edit X again, and this time 10 should be replaced by -45. After that, you want to include a label. After that, you want to include in a label text block, which you will find in pen. And the text should be round, and then operator division I times max divided by 10. So the round button should be found in the operators tab, and inside of that slot should be a division operator. For that first slot of the division operator, you should be including in a multiplication operator, which should be I multiplied by max. You want to divide all of that by 10, set your size to 12, and the direction to 90. After doing that, you should set your X to X origin and then set Y to operator division, vertical height divided by 10. And so you should be done with that. And what that will do is list your numbers on the y-axis. So last but not least, we want to edit our bar graph. Dude, I just blanked out. If you could cut that out, please. Okay. After that, we want to edit our bar graph data block, and using what we just built, we want to pretty much just insert all of that into this block. So first off, you can set your pen color to whatever you want. Once again, we set our bar graph to the default color, and we inserted in our draw axes block, or that first block we made underneath the set pen color. Below that, we went to the motions tab and we changed X by 40. And after that, we included in our draw bars block, which is the fourth one that we edited. And this time the bar width should be 200 divided by length of data list plus 1. You want to use a division operator, and you should set the first slot to 200, and for the second slot you should be including an addition operator, and inside of that you should be getting the variable length of, including data list, and then add that to 1. So same thing, the max bar is 250 still, and the data should be data list. And for label vertical axes, it's about the same thing what we had here. You can just drag it in, and you should change x by 50 and then change y by -20. So after that, you want to go to the pen tab and include in a label text size direction block. We labeled our graph top 10 most populous countries by millions, and we set the size to 15 and the directions to 90. So please just cut this out. I'm trying to scroll through the answers. This is awkward. Okay, so this entire unit is on artificial intelligence, and you may be thinking, how does our graph relate to artificial... Whoa. Can I redo that? This is really embarrassing. I'm sorry. So you may be thinking, how does this relate to artificial intelligence? Well, first off, artificial intelligence is intelligence displayed by machines in contrast with the natural intelligence displayed by humans and other animals. Well, the big idea of AI is technically getting computers to use its own knowledge to do something without being told to. And so how that was portrayed through our graph is the fact that we were able to take our data through code and use that to convert it into a graph and generate it without drawing it out ourselves. And even Google, for example, will use AI to make graphs and charts as displayed in the Unit 5. Whoa. Cut that out. Even Google will use AI in some sort of way with their graphs, as said in the lesson 5 pages. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Bye.